The state of Colorado has decided that Trump did engage in insurrection and therefore is not eligible to be on the ballot in Colorado. That was a decision by the Colorado Supreme Court. In Maine, we have a particular Secretary of State who has also decided that because Trump engaged in insurrection against the United States, he's not eligible to be on the ballot in Maine. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear the Colorado case, and depending on how the court rules, it could also apply to the Maine case and perhaps other situations around the country where other states are in the midst of a process of deciding whether Trump should be on the ballot there or not. Now, if the U.S. Supreme Court upholds the Colorado Supreme Court's decision, it would mean that Trump would not be on the ballot in Colorado. And it might be that Trump would not be on the ballot in several other states, depending on how those other states rule. And it would be the same idea as if Trump were not born in the United States, or if he were under 35, he simply would not be eligible to be a candidate for President of the United States. The 14th Amendment is an extraordinarily important document. It was adopted right after the Civil War. We had a cataclysmic rupture of the American Union. And when the Union came back together, the Congress that adopted the 14th Amendment was very clear that they did not want anything like this ever to happen again. So in addition to some of the clauses we know about, like the Equal Protection Clause, which was meant to protect the former slaves and assure them of equal protection under the law, there was also this Section 3. And in Section 3, the 14th Amendment says that anyone who was an officer of the United States who then took up arms and engaged in an insurrection against the United States could never again serve in public office. One of the things that's complicated for the Supreme Court at this moment in history, of course, is that Trump himself appointed 3 of the justices who are now ruling essentially on his eligibility to be president. And I think there is concern that the court is no longer operating as a rule of law institution, but is operating as a political body. I very much hope that whatever decision the Supreme Court reaches in this case, it is not decided on a clear 6-3 conservative liberal alignment for the court. Because I think it's important that whether the court says that the Colorado Supreme Court was right or wrong, that it's a decision that is not seen as politically motivated. I hope the court can reach a large consensus, perhaps even a unanimous decision, which I think would go a long way to turning down the heat on the concern that this is just a political, ideological court.